There are big new labour reforms that have been given a green signal. The question we're asking, are the new labour laws pro-business and anti-labour, as is the allegation that is being made? The central government plans a whole reset as far as labour laws are concerned. Who does this benefit? Does it benefit industry? Is it against labour? Or is this reform much needed? It's also a state versus centre battle that is playing out over the reform. Remember, there were several states that had already initiated labour reforms during the COVID-19 lockdown, many enhancing the number of working hours, also giving the employer flexibility to hire and fire. Well, Himanshu Shekhar, who's been tracking every detail and development of this big story, is joining us on the broadcast. Himanshu, break it down for our viewers. Are these new reforms going to be pro-industry, anti-labour, as is the allegation that has been made?
Well, at the moment, difficult to answer because the draft that has been approved by Cabinet has not yet been made public.
Right.
But what we do know that there were points of contention, the reason why Cabinet had to take a second look at these codes. Because last time when these bills were brought to Parliament, there were actually, it is important to understand that there are 44 central laws related with labour sector. And government has decided to amalgamate these 44 central laws in 4 separate codes. Now, there was no problem on code on wages that was approved by Parliament. But there are 3 codes, labour codes, on which political parties have very serious differences. And trade unions have very strongly protested. In fact, today I did speak to a senior leader of Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, which is affiliated with the RSS, a part of the Sangh Parivar. He said that when the standing committee took up these labour codes, we had made 2 very specific suggestions. In fact, 3 very specific suggestions. One, the provisions included in the labour code on social security and on occupational safety, they must be universalized. All those norms that are being included in these 2 codes, government has to ensure that the benefits of these changes percolate to each and every worker in the country. They also had concerns about the provisions with regard to the right that workers have to go on a strike, for example. So there are several presentations have been made by the labour unions, the trade unions, including by RSS affiliated Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh affiliated Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh before the standing committee, which has deliberated on the broad contours of these labour codes. But at the moment, they are also waiting to see the final draft, which will be brought before the Parliament in the forthcoming monsoon session. Okay. But Prime Minister and other senior ministers have very categorically said that the government wants to move forward on the labour reform front.
Himanshu, if I can just ask you here, is this what we saw happen during the lockdown was that there were 6 states that had made changes in their labour laws and those had made way for longer working hours without any clarity on whether there'd be overtime that will be provided for those hours. So almost 8-hour shifts had almost become 12-hour shifts. There was also more flexibility allowing industrial houses to hire and fire people. Do we have any clarity on whether some of those rules which were very objectionable have been taken into consideration?
Important question. See, all these changes, we have seen a large political debate on this already, and trade unions have in fact protested nationwide against this move by select states. Now, these changes in the labour laws at the moment were limited to the states. But there is an apprehension, and I remember C2 had issued a press release, detailed press release, saying that even previously when government has moved forward on the labour reform front, the first move on contentious issues like the number of working hours or the rights of workers has actually come from select states, and they feared that there is a similar pattern emerging during the COVID-19 crisis. But at that point, it was made clear that these were proposals, some of which were taken back by some states also when there were huge protests at the state level. These reforms, labour reforms, were limited and restricted to state governments, specific state governments. There was no move at the central level. So that's why I said, and I repeat that, Government of India, Cabinet has discussed the 3 labour codes. We know a draft was put in Parliament, Standing Committee has deliberated. We do not know what specific changes Cabinet has approved when this issue was taken up for debate. And I think that's what the central trade unions are also waiting for the government to make public the new drafts that have been approved by the cabinet, and when they will be brought in Parliament, which the session starts on 14th, I think we will know a broad contours of what new changes cabinet has approved and what is the stand of political parties and whether a consensus is possible on these far-reaching labour reforms.
All right. I think very crucial developments, Himanshu, that you're reporting. One, of course, is that the draft of this new labour reform has not been made public so far. What we are broadly given to understand is that 44 central laws are in fact going to be condensed into codes. What the finer modalities of these are is unclear at the moment, but prima facie one does know that when states went ahead and made these reforms, there was a lot of criticism that came their way. Let me then just, bring in our guests and open this up and get in first reactions from Mr. Chandan Kumar, who's a member of the Minimum Wage Advisory Board, Government of India. We also have Sunil Bharala, who's the chairman of the Labour Welfare Council, Government of Uttar Pradesh. Appreciate you both very much for being with us. Chandan Kumar, if I can begin by asking you, I understand we don't have clarity yet on the finer modalities of this new draft, but basis what happened in the 6 states, what's your understanding of what's likely to happen?
First of all, I really congratulate NDTV for doing this discussion, because across the country we know that what kind of discussion media is doing. So I'm really, really grateful to you, ma'am. I think your colleague has already talked about it, and let me begin by saying that yes, I'm a member of the Minimum Wage Advisory Board, but there's no discussion so far. So the law got passed, last year in the Parliament monsoon session, and though it is yet to face any kind of enforcement or implementation, and that's a very sad part. The law passed and still the rules is not being framed. So the workers are waiting that this law will be enforced very soon, and all the workers will be able to access the minimum wage. The second point, what your colleague said, the 3 labor codes. We have seen the Parliamentary Standing Committee report. We have sent our huge opposition to the government. And all these codes are anti-labor. For example, he rightly said, right to organize, right to strike will be illegal. There will not be any concept of the universal social security. For example, the existing social security mechanism available, and now it is going to be diminished by this government. We have been demanding for the informal economy, for the informal sector, these laws need to be extended. These laws, their ambit have to be expanded. Okay. And unfortunately, all these reforms have failed the working class and all the unorganized sector workers. And the third point, the major crucial point, that all these reforms are happening post-COVID. All the workers are going to come back. Yesterday, Ministry has issued the guidelines for the states that how you're going to cooperate when the workers is going to come back. And if you read these guidelines, ma'am, is absolutely ad hoc. There's no DO number. There's no.
Let's get Sunil Bharala to respond to some of what you've said. सुनील जी, अगर आपने चंदन कुमार की बात सुनी है, वो कह रहे हैं कि बहुत एडहॉक गाइडलाइंस हैं लेबर रिफॉर्म्स को लेकर, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे? आप भी जो हैं लेबर बोर्ड के हेड हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में, बहुत से लेबर उत्तर प्रदेश से आते हैं, क्या कहना चाहेंगे ये नए ड्राफ्ट के बारे में?
नया ड्राफ्ट आया कहाँ है?
आप यही कहना चाहेंगे?
देखिए प्रश्न इस बात का है, उत्तर प्रदेश नहीं, पूरे जो इंटरनेशनल जो लॉ है और जो लेबर लॉ है वो राज्यों के हैं और राष्ट्रीय स्तर के हैं, यानी कि पूरे भारत के हैं। तो 36 ऐसे कानून हैं श्रमिकों के हित में, उनमें चाइल्ड लेबर से लेकर के और जो लेबर के पूरे सम्मान को लेकर के, सुरक्षा को लेकर के हेलो
जी सुनील जी, आपकी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, उन सारे जितने भी 36 कानून हैं, 36 उत्तर प्रदेश देश में, उनके कुछ राज्यों में उनकी परिभाषा बदली हुई है केवल। अभी उन नई की बात करने से पहले उनका क्रियान्वयन ठीक सा पूरी तरीके से हो जाए सभी राज्यों में, तो श्रमिक को कोई समस्या नहीं आएगी जी। आज श्रमिकों की चीजों को उसको क्रियान्वयन कराने में, जैसे हमने उत्तर प्रदेश में सारे जितने भी अपने लेबर लॉ है या कानून है, उनका हम क्रियान्वयन कराने में लगे, नए बनाने की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं हम उनको क्रियान्वयन कराने में लगे। उनकी कहीं समस्या है, किसी प्रकार की उनकी सोशल सुरक्षा है, या फिर जिस प्रकार जो कंस्ट्रक्शन लेबर है
जी,
उसके लिए कुछ चीजों की आवश्यकता लगती है, जैसे कई राज्यों ने अभी नहीं देखा, लेकिन हम उत्तर प्रदेश में
मैं आपसे, चंदन कुमार वांट्स टू कम इन, बट सुनील जी मैं आपसे एक सीधा सवाल पूछूंगी। 6 स्टेट्स जो हैं उन्होंने लेबर लॉ में चेंजेस करे थे लॉकडाउन के दौरान। उत्तर प्रदेश एक ऐसा स्टेट था, और मैं जो चेंजेस किए गए थे उनके बारे में आपसे 2-3 सवाल पूछना चाहूंगी। 8 घंटे से 12 घंटे का रूल कर दिया गया था। ये अनक्लियर था कि ओवर टाइम मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, ये लॉज में कहीं लिखा नहीं था। जो एम्प्लॉयर है उसको फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दी गई थी हायरिंग और फायरिंग की। ये माना जा रहा है, क्रिटिसिज्म ये आ रहा है आपके खिलाफ कि ये एंटी लेबर है और प्रो इंडस्ट्री है। इसका आप क्या जवाब देंगे?
ठीक है, मैं इस बात से सहमत हूं
कि ये लोग भारतीय मजदूर संघ ने भी इसका विरोध किया।
नहीं, पहले बात सुनिए पूरी।
चाहता हूं जी।
हुआ क्या था कि जब ये कोविड-19 का पीक चला तो कुछ हमारे श्रम अधिकारियों के द्वारा ये एक सजेस्ट कर दिया गया था कि आज आने जाने में और लेबर को उसका जो 8 घंटे की ड्यूटी है 12 घंटे काम ले सकते हैं। फैक्ट्री मालिक और लेबर यानी कि श्रमिक की सहमति थी तो उस पर काम कर सकते हैं, और उसको ऐसा नहीं था कि उसका उल्लेख ये भी नहीं किया गया था कि उसको जो है ओवर टाइम ना दिया जाए। ओवर टाइम देगा, यानी कि वो उन दोनों की आपस में सहमति थी, श्रमिक की और फैक्ट्री के मालिक की। उसको सामने एक प्रपोजल रखा गया था, उस प्रपोजल को शासन में आया तो, लेकिन माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने हमारे सभी, क्योंकि वो श्रमिकों के चिंतक भी हैं, उन्होंने उसको कहा कि अगर ये श्रमिक और फैक्ट्री मालिक, अगर श्रमिक चाहेंगे तब हो सकता है, वरना उसके बाद लागू नहीं हो सकता किसी भी कीमत पे। इतना
चंदन कुमार, do you want to respond to that?
नहीं, मैं पूरी बात खत्म कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, ओके, let सुनील जी finish and then I'll come to you.
दूसरा क्या है कि जहाँ 36 लेबर की सस्पेंड करने की बात थी, जो कोविड के समय लाया गया था, वो लाया नहीं गया था। उसमें एक विषय भारत सरकार की तरफ से ही एक प्रपोजल था,
ठीक है,
और उसको ये एक दिखाया जा रहा था कि जो दूसरे देशों से उद्योग आएंगे, कारखाने स्थापित होंगे, तो उन्होंने एक अपनी समस्या एक रखी थी।
सुनील जी, आई थिंक द बॉटम लाइन ऑफ आप जो कहना चाह रहे हैं, अगर मैं आपकी बात समझ रही हूँ, आप कह रहे हैं कि ये जो भी रिफॉर्म्स हैं ये श्रमिकों के हित में है। लेट मी गेट चंदन कुमार टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट।
मैं सिर्फ 30 सेकेंड्स लूंगा। मैं सुनील जी की सिर्फ एक बात का रिप्लाई करता हूं कि जब ये उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार ने 12 घंटे का वर्किंग आवर्स किया था तो इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट के आदेश पे इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट ने ऑर्डर पास किया था और उन्होंने आदेश दिया था कि इसको आप रिकंसिडर कीजिए। उसके बाद वो ऑर्डर वापस लिया गया था। तो योगी जी की सरकार ने ये नहीं किया है। ये बात मैं करेक्ट करना चाहता हूं, मेरे पास रिकॉर्ड है, आप देख सकते हैं। सेकंड थिंग, व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू, नहीं जी, हमारे पास रिकॉर्ड है जी, ये रिकॉर्ड पे है। और what I'm trying to say that the whole debate of the labor law reform, give me just 30 seconds, the entire debate was happening. And when it couldn't take it off on the national level, then it went on the state level. State tried to did that. A lot of people challenged in the high courts, and then a lot of orders were basically withdrawn. And now the government is trying. Today the cabinet has passed all the codes. Nobody is aware about what's going to be happen. Nobody knows what is the text about that.
Right.
We have seen the parliamentary standing committee text is absolutely bizarre. Absolutely anti-labor.
Clearly, this is a conversation and a debate that we need to continue. What we are told right now is that the draft is ready. It hasn't been made public just yet. It's been cleared though by the cabinet. So another question on why, if it's been cleared by the cabinet, has it not been made public yet? We will continue to track this story very closely. Chandan Kumar and Sunil Bharala, thank you very much for joining me with your thoughts on this big development. Clearly, the labor laws being condensed into codes is an important story. 44 labor laws going to be condensed into 3 codes. What are those codes going to be? How does it impact the labor in the country? It's going to be a top focus story for us. With that, we're going to slip into a very short break. We'll be back with more news on the other side.